Arsenal have made Jorrel Hato transfer inquiry, and they're like, is he up for sale? Please ask, do you want to sell this player? And if you want to really do sell the player, we are obviously available to come in through and sign the player. Welcome to this channel. It's the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and who are you watching us from? Go by the name of Rokani David. Especially like button, comment, and share. If you're really watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We are talking Luka Modric. From there, we are also going to be talking a little bit of Min-jae from Bayern Munich, and you should continue to really subscribe. I see people are really continuing to really grow in numbers, especially as far as subscribing is concerned. And I tell you what, this channel has a lot to do with football, and the transfer window is on and buzzing. So let's get into this story. But before I really get you into this latest update, I want to let you know that it's not the very first time when Arsenal is really trying to sign Hato. On the 11th of May 2024, that is close to 1 year and months back, Fabrizio Romano told us that Arsenal keep monitoring Ajax youngster centre-back Jorrel Hato as one of the best talents in Europe in his position. He's already been scouted for months, and Arsenal keep following him. Hato signed new deal until 2028 at Ajax recently. Arsenal remain interested. So even last year, Arsenal were interested in this guy, but they kept monitoring the player. And in the due course of keeping monitoring the player, they've finally gone ahead to hold that phone and call the side of Ajax. That is the player up for sale? And this is what Fabrizio Romano told us, that Arsenal and Chelsea have called to be informed on Jorrel Hato's situation. So that means that they really want to know whether the player is up for sale or not. But the fact is, Ajax is a selling club, but the amount of money is really going to be important into this deal, because if you remember, Matthias de Ligt, they sold him for like 80 million euros to Juventus, and I think they might be looking at Hato into that same level, you know. And obviously he deserves it. Left-sided centre-back. He's 19 years of age. He's a very big prospect, and for any team that is obviously going to be taking him, they will really have a lot to do to convince Ajax, because they know that he still has 3 years on his contract and he can play one more season, and then they let him go next season. So with them playing in the Champions League, they might not want to really let the guy leave before they play Champions League next season, because when he plays in the Champions League and really performs very well, the lad will get a lot of skyrocketing into his price. Now, last season he played 31 games, 2 goals and 6 assists. That is in the Eredivisie. Then UEFA Europa League, 17 games, 1 goal in there. And the KNVB, 2 games, 0 goals, 0 assists. That is the lad for you. But he can comfortably play as a left back, and he can comfortably play as a he can play as a left back and a left-sided centre back. That is Jorrel Hato. But Arsenal are not alone to this. Chelsea is also interested in the player, and they want to push and push and push and push and push and see to it that they really get him the player. So when you look at Arsenal, if they're in for Jorrel Hato, obviously you have to ask yourself, who are they wanting to really put out? Because they are having very many left-sided centre-backs and left-backs. Jakub Kiwior, Gabriel Magalhaes, Carafiori. All those 3 can play as left-sided centre-backs and left-backs. You understand? On the left-back, there is Lewis Kelly, there is Zinchenko, there is Jakub Kiwior. You understand? And there is also Ricardo Carafiori. Those are 4 left full-backs. So if Arsenal are really making an inquiry on this player, that means there is a planned exodus of left-footed players at Arsenal that we might really fall into, because one player has been really seen the exit door of Arsenal, and that is Kientieni, because his contract was not renewed by the club of Arsenal. Now he's a free agent. On the 30th of June, he'll obviously be a free agent, and we see where he's obviously going to be playing next. But for Jorrel Hato, sorry about that. For Jorrel Hato, he's really extra talented, and if he comes in through, time will be really very important. But I don't think that he can obviously play ahead of Gabriel Magalhaes into that team. But that obviously puts Jakub Kivio's time at Arsenal in a very huge, in an ocean of questions, because everyone will be like, is he gonna stay or he's gonna leave? But with what he really played part into the season when Gabriel Magalhaes was away, I think Arsenal will have to trust him. So, team news antics, another fly on the wall of Arsenal has told us that it's more than phone calls to understand the situation. As we know, Andy Abatha works on multiple deals at a time, and when Arsenal were talking to Dean Housen, they were also talking to Jorrel Hato and his camp. At the moment, it's not clear on how the situation will play. The players' camp is unsure he will get the minutes he needs and is mulling over the opportunity. This is made complicated by Chelsea being interested, and there will likely be more minutes available for him there at the club of Chelsea. That is it. So, I want to let you know that the problem right now for Hato to join Arsenal are the minutes. I'm also going to tell you that there is Carafiori, Gabriel Magalhaes, Jakub Kivio. All those are left-sided centre-backs. You understand? Then, if he's coming in through, then Arsenal will be having 4. And even if they let 2 go, I don't think that he'll obviously get enough playing time as Hato. If I told him Jorrel Hato, I would have gone ahead to stay at Ajax for 1 more season and then come of age and prove to people that I can obviously come in through and kick in into the starting 11 of any team in the world. But Chelsea are really having a left-sided centre-back in the names of Colwill, and when you look at Hato, I think he'll be competing with him. And I tell you, Hato is better than Colwill. I've gone ahead to see him, and one thing you need to know about him is that he's also a leader, as he has gone ahead to really be the youngest captain for Ajax ever at the age of 17. You know, he captained Ajax in a certain game they played in there. So, he's not the captain of Ajax, but having gone ahead to captain Ajax into that game shows you how much a leader he is, because he was the youngest on the pitch and they gave him the armband. But the up captain is Jordan Henderson. But I think this lad keeps on surprising very many people that really pass by in there. So Arsenal interested in Jorrel Hato, and I tell you what, it's really going to be one of the stories that is going to continue making rounds all over the media, because we all know to it that it is going to be a highly competitive transfer to do. But we all know to it that Arsenal is focusing on the centre forward and the midfielder for starters and the wide forward. These will come later, and I don't think that they are going to go straight up for him now before they get in a striker, a wide forward, and a midfielder in Martin Zubimendi. So that is exactly what you're really having in here onto the Rokani Media Football. Let's go to Luka Modric. Now, Luka Modric is a player who is going to be playing for AC Milan. And we've been told that Luka Modric to undergo medical and complete formal steps of AC Milan move after the Club World Cup. No signature / official steps before that, as Modric wants to focus on Real Madrid at the best level possible until the end. So, Luka Modric is like, I'm going to be staying at Real Madrid until the FIFA Club World Cup comes to an end. Then after the FIFA Club World Cup, I'll come to AC Milan and really do my medical. Meaning that he's part of the squad that's going to be playing in the FIFA Club World Cup, and maybe Xabi Alonso will trust him for only that tournament. Madrid want to win this tournament. When you look at how they're really acting, they send you a message that all they want is to win the tournament. That is it. There is nothing else they want. They want to win this tournament and take it home. But Man City is also coming strong. PSG is also coming strong. Chelsea is also coming strong. And I think tomorrow morning I'll come up with my FIFA Club World Cup review because it's starting tomorrow, and we'll be waiting to see how that happens. But Luka Modric is going to be joining AC Milan, but his medical will happen after the FIFA Club World Cup, and then he'll be named a player of AC Milan. Now let's go to Bayern Munich and Saudi Arabia. Al Nasar of Cristiano Ronaldo are pushing to sign Min-jae. The Saudi club has been insisting in the past few days and trying to reach an agreement with the players' camp. Kim is keen on the move. So Min-jae is like, why don't I go to Saudi Arabia and obviously make my money? Because I've come and played for Bayern Munich, and I think it's high time I went to Saudi Arabia and obviously get paid in lump sums in there. But Min-jae, for a player who was part of the Napoli side that won the Scudetto after 30 years, and if you had to look through what he really put out onto the Napoli side, he was really great. I remember Man United, Arsenal, we are all interested in him, and he chose to play for the side of Bayern Munich. Then at Bayern Munich, I don't think I was going to have a very good spell, and I think he's like, I think I'm going to hate to really give out my best in Europe. Let me go to Asia and try to do something with Al Nassr. Maybe he goes there and obviously does the needful, and he's not afraid for his position for the national team because he knows to it that he has it all packed, because he has gone ahead to put in very good shifts in there. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Arsenal make Jorrel Hato transfer inquiry. Do you think it's a wise move for Arsenal to make such an inquiry? Luka Modric medical. Do you think AC Milan are really making the right move for Luka Modric? And lastly, what are your thoughts about Min-jae looking out for Al Nassr very, very soon? Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and good evening, my mates.